Hey guys, it's Godbars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 330th episode of my series, where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So Clipse is a longtime duo comprised of veteran MCs Pusha T and No Malice, formerly just known as Malice, who happen to be brothers, but even if they didn't have the visual similarity, you'd still probably be able to deduce that they're related, due to having voices and deliveries that share so much in common. A new listener would definitely be prone to mixing the two up at certain points. This is one of the rare examples where I think this mesh of personalities really does work, despite them not sounding wildly different or unique from one another. And maybe part of that is because of the brotherly connection that you can't fabricate, not to mention both Push and Malice being so sharp and witty with their pens, and creative with their approaches. Also, to be fair, if you are a longtime fan of Clipse like I am, there's plenty of little nuances and inflections that make it clear who's rapping at any given time. And while obviously Pusha T has the more fruitful solo career, both of these dudes have been absolute monsters on the mic ever since their debut LP, 2002's Lord Willin here, which just so happens to be the topic of today's video. I think a lot of people see this album and instantly think of the single Grindin', and it's easy to understand why, since it's not only endlessly quotable and served as their first big hit, but the noisy, inventive Neptune's beat completely took the streets by storm, and in my opinion still stands as one of the dopest instrumentals of all time. The first and most recent time I covered this super duo on the channel was way back in my first 30 uploads in my initial set of classics from the 2000s, where I chose to discuss their magnum opus, 2006's Hell Hath No Fury, as it's definitely my favorite project in their discography, and you can tell I think pretty highly of it considered it was picked alongside the likes of Mad Villainy by Mad Villain, The Cold Vein by Cannibal Ox, The Minstrel Show by Little Brother, and The College Dropout by Kanye West. I'll leave a link to my review for that masterpiece down below if you want to check it out, but despite the massive success of that sophomore project, Clipse, along with most of their management and inner circle, would begin facing a myriad of legal trouble, which honestly is putting it lightly. But that's another aspect I believe I touched on in my previous video on these guys, so I'm going to leave that aspect alone for the time being. What I do want to acknowledge about this part of their journey is how they still managed to crank out quality music for the fans, giving us two full-length albums in 2008 with Re-Up Gang and The Saga Continues. And while the long-awaited return from Clipse, Let God Sort 'Em Out, is still apparently around the corner at the time of recording this video, the most recent LP in their discography was 2009's Till the Casket Drops, which still includes plenty of slick lines on top of colorful Neptune's production, just like their first two albums, but it doesn't end up hitting quite as hard for me. I may have deemed Hell Hath No Fury as my favorite, but Lord Willin is pretty much as good as you can get for a second place spot, because it still has all the qualities you want from this grimy, dope-dealing music in spades. While having an introductory track called Intro was all too common for hip-hop titles throughout the 90s and early 2000s, this is one that truly sets itself apart by being so memorable. And it's always one of the first songs that pops into my head when the question of best intro tracks is being posed, next to the introduction on DMX's It's Dark and Hell is Hot. The main reason for this is because both brothers snap especially hard on these starting verses, setting the tone perfectly for the rest of the experience. And kicking it off is Pusha T, who shows why he's earned his spot, as one of the most consistent rappers still doing it to this day. Rapping, play as we ain't the same, I'm into cane and guns, chill hard with the fishes, make the facelift numb. Out in Panama in that amazing sun, I'm amazing son. You rappers wonder where my grace is from. I speak with corrupted tongue, recognized the underworld since I was young. Back in '84 when I saw Crockett and Tubbs as the law, these eyes got big when they televised that Raw, my mama should have seen it coming. Me running up and down the stairs too quick, humming Miami Vice theme music. Calderon made me colder, I see the villain's impact now that I'm older. Ignorant fool, views ignorant too. Got a lot of money, keep militant tools. wasn't present the session they handed out the rules, so I gravitated related to life's cruels. The meanin', Pusha T's more than he's seemin', not just a rap name, more so like a damn shame. Nothing's changed, just the crime is less heinous. The three of us know, yet the shooter remains nameless, and I don't even watch my back. I was raw before rap, and I ain't lost my past. Shit could get hairy, I could lose myself in a flash, y'all would think I'm Jim Carrey how I off that mask. Then No Malice takes the mic and gives his brother some pretty steady competition for best verse on the track, seamlessly picking up where Push left off, saying, "I even went by the book at first, until I realized 9 to 5 wouldn't quench my thirst, so I start my mission, leave my residence. Mama knew that a child like me had better sense. But something had to give. That's real, I had to live. I chefed that soft white and pumped from her crib. Scout's honor started with my grandmama who distributed yay she had flown in from the Bahamas. Partner, please. I grinds, I hustle with ease, can damn near eyeball any weight in my sleep. I don't entertain hate surrounding the street. If I was you, I'd be trying to get down with me. But no, see, these people know too much. Meanwhile, I rock jewels that look like my diamonds blush. Cats act as if rap fell in my lap. I've suffered heartbreak many times back to back, and still feel belittled sitting here spitting riddles amongst clown-ass rappers who tend to give me the giggles. Let 'em take it however they want to take it. I'm the reason your favorite MC's no longer your favorite. Hey, I'm one of the greats, I can't lie. I mean great to the point I'm concerned I might die. Make no mistake, Malice is who you tune to, it's all in the name. Trust I will wound you. All of the production on this thing is handled by Chad and Pharrell of the Neptunes, but there are a few guest appearances that spice up the track list a bit, including Ab Liva, Roscoe P. Coltrane, Faith Evans, Bamley, Jermaine Dupri, Fabulous, as well as both Styles P and Jada of the Lux. However, if you include the two bonus tracks that show up on most versions of this LP, we get a few extra features, some of which are pretty interesting, as amongst names like Sean Paul, Cardinal Official, and Nori or Noriega, we have Lil Wayne and Birdman, who famously showed up for one of the multiple remixes of the smash hit Grindin', and they also collaborated on What Happened to That Boy. But it wouldn't be long before Push and Wayne would begin a distant yet long-spanning beef, which eventually sort of boiled over into the Drake situation in a way, and as far as I know that's never really been resolved to this day. While I hate leaving the intro out for my favorite tracks here, I really have no choice considering there's so many worthwhile moments, which means I would ultimately have to cut my top 3 down to Grindin', Comedy Central, and I'm Not You. Then for honorable mentions, you should definitely take the time to check out songs like Young Boy, Virginia, Caught Damn, When the Last Time, Let's Talk About It, Gangstaline, and Ma, I Don't Love Her. Thank you for watching my 330th video. Next time, we are returning to one of my all-time favorite rappers, and I mean someone who's consistently been on that Mount Rushmore of mine. So look out for that, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite tracks are off of this duo's unforgettable debut. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay?